Probably this is the first time that we begin a car review sitting outside the car on the car seat. Presenting the Renault Triber.
The Triber is a very good looking car in terms of design and styling. From the front, it looks like a compact SUV, but when you look at it from the side, it looks like an MPV. With the overall length just under 4 meters, it falls right under the sub 4 meter line of cars, giving it the tax benefits. Having said that, the Triber has its own identity. The bonnet of the car is muscular with some sharp yet subtle character lines. Front is dominated by the huge Renault logo, which is complemented by a mixture of matte and black and triple edge chrome grille. LED DRLs makes its way on either side of the dual zone front bumper, and it's horizontally placed surrounded by black plastic and chrome outline. The front bumper has a huge air dam and 4 bash plate finished in silver, again enhancing the SUV-ish look of the car. Coming to the sides, the Triber gets the typical black plastic cladding all over. Thankfully, it's not overdone and helps give the car a sporty stance. The waistline has a small kink on the rear door that variants badging and the C-pillar. The eagle beak-like split wrap-around tail lamps gives the rear a rather interesting look. Thankfully, the rear glass is not flat but curved on the sides and slopes down at a certain angle, which adds to the overall design. The tailgate has Triber badging right above the number plate placement. The top of the car smartly hides the bulge at the rear thanks to the placement of roof rails, which are functional when it comes to carrying some load on the top. The B and C pillars are blacked out and the rear view mirror housing is finished in dual tone. The car that was given to us came shod with 185/65 R15 tires. Just like the exteriors of the Renault Triber, the interiors also get very interesting with smart touches all over. The highlight of the interior is the massive 8-inch touchscreen media nav, as Renault likes to call it. The dual tone dashboard is mostly laid back with some silver accents thrown here and there. The hazard light, lock and the rear defogger switches are placed right below the infotainment system, followed by the rotary controls for the air conditioner. There's a small stowage tray right below the aircon controls and an engine start-stop button is placed right there. It can also be used to place your smartphone, etc. Although we would have wished it had an integrated wireless charger too. The instrument cluster is a digital one which displays all the required information. The MID unit reads out all the other information about how much fuel the car has, 2 trip meters, so on and so forth. The AMT Triber gets its unique shifter with leather on it. You have the reverse, neutral and drive modes and also get the manual shift mode on this shifter. The driver and the co-driver seats are well bolstered, but the under-thigh support is a bit lacking. The rear passenger seats is a 60-40 split and is fully adjustable for sliding and reclining. The rear seats are comfortable and offers adequate support and more than enough knee room. The Triber is not only a 5-seater but a 7-seater. You also get the third row seats, which is strictly for small children, but it can comfortably seat average size humans too. However, it can get a bit tiresome for longer periods of time, but for shorter spins you won't find the third row as passengers complaining about the space. Another additional utility, if you don't require the third row seats, then you have the option to completely remove the third row seats and open up the carnivorous 625 liters of boot space.
As you can see, we have got the third row seats out of the Triber, so we'll get them back in. We had driven the Triber manual before its launch in Goa. Here we are driving the AMT version of the same MPV. Now this is a very interesting transmission. The automated manual transmission is something that is much more cheaper for the manufacturer to buy and to source from its vendors. So that also keeps the car price a bit lower. The Triber is still powered by the 1 liter 3-cylinder petrol engine. This is the same engine that also powers the Kwid. This engine makes 72 PS of power and 96 Nm of torque. Mated to the 1 liter engine is a 5-speed AMT transmission. This is the same transmission that also comes on the Kwid. The only difference is that the Kwid gets the rotary shifter, whereas this gets the proper shifter stock. You also have the Tiptronic. You have the manual shift option on the AMT, on this AMT transmission. Power to overtake. If you are like out of breath, you can just downshift using the Tiptronic and go into the power band and take off. The Triber offers pretty decent ride quality if you are in intercity drive, in your city drives. Speaking of the steering feedback, there is no much feedback from the steering, but then it just does its job very well. The steering is tuned for daily traffic use, for daily commute. What shines out in the Triber is its practicality value. Its key USP being its low price and its 7-seater seating. Renault launched the Triber just a few months back. They haven't wasted much time in getting the automatic AMT version. Here it is. We've been driving it for the past few days and we love the car. The way it drives in city, in traffic conditions, the automatic, the AMT is just fun to drive. It is a very sweet deal for a 7-seater at this price, which is just above 6 lakhs.